Happy Tuesday morning, Marty. How are you doing?
Hey, it's another exciting day.
Yeah,
You know,
it is.
Joe, you're getting really good at this interviewing thing.
Well,
I'm really enjoying these chats,
yeah.
you know?
Well, it takes a little bit of effort, but I'm having a lot of fun and happy to have you as my sidekick through this too. You make it
Yeah,
easy.
we're having fun. We're
Yeah,
having fun.
yeah,
So who do we have as our guest today?
yeah. Well, today we'll be discussing the business and technology behind SMT tooling or surface mount technology tooling, and we'll be introducing here PSA's own Jeffrey Pulaski. Jeffrey wears a few hats here at PSA. He's a mechanical engineer and designer, as well as a project manager and sales support for the SMT Tooling division here at PSA, in which the SMT Tooling division is a member of the PSA Community of Businesses. So, and throughout our chat this morning, Marty, we'll have an opportunity to learn a little bit more about Jeff and his involvement with SMT Tooling and about the SMT business itself. So, to learn more about SMT Tooling, you can visit their website at www.smttooling.com or visit the PSA website at www.psasystems.com and then click on the SMT page. So, good morning, Jeffrey. How are you doing?
Good morning, gentlemen. Very good. How are you?
Fantastic. Absolutely. Well, thank you
Great.
for joining us this morning. Very much appreciated. And to start off, let's learn a little bit about Jeffrey Pulaski. And can you share a little bit of some of your past career experiences and then what led you, what attracted you to come to PSA Systems?
Sure. Yeah. I grew up in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania, which is about an hour south of Duryea, and started kind of my design career involvement with engineering with a gentleman from he was a structural engineer for Boeing Vertol, retired, started a small business in Mount Carmel to drum up some technology in that town, and kind of roundabout met Charlie, who I currently work with there. He's also from Mount Carmel. We had no idea, but we reconnected, and I had spent a healthy part of my career at Procter and Gamble as a contract engineer in machine design. Dealt largely in automation equipment, line upgrades, and procurement. So
Oh, wow.
it's been quite a while, about 20, almost, well, let's say 30 years. I don't want to date myself here, but 30 plus years experience. So, and I was fortunate to team up with PSA over a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now, and it's been fantastic.
Well, we're happy to have you as part of the team. Uh, so, so you started at PSA, and generally you were started out as a mechanical engineer and designer, correct?
That's correct. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so what was the motivation to transition from the PSA, just normal day in and day out business, over to the SMT tooling division?
So I had met Charlie through my workings with PSA and some involvement with certain projects, and I just took an interest to it. We kind of seemed to mesh, and at the time he was looking for some personnel to work with him, and it just kind of made sense. We had wrapped up a pretty good sized project with PSA engineering. I was working on the automation side, and the timing was just perfect. So it's been a good ride so far. We have a small team, but it's going very well.
Great. Now, so you're spending the majority of your time then in the SMT business, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. We've had a few expos that we went to. We just got back from Minneapolis 2 weeks ago at the SMTAI show. So it's been pretty involved, to say the least, and looking forward to launching some new products. So we have our hands in a lot of different aspects of the whole startup of the company under PSA, and it's been very interesting, a great learning experience.
Well, fantastic. Hey, so why don't you educate the listeners here a little bit about SMT tooling and, from a hardware perspective, what is SMT Tooling?
Sure. So Charlie had teamed up with Michael McHale and a venture for SMT Tooling, surface mount tooling. Charlie previously had created Quick Tool and Gridlock. So these are underboard supports that go in printers, pick and place machines that create printed circuit boards. So with that venture, Charlie had a new idea for a project similar to his previous two projects, and it's called Matrix. It's a much better support system, more efficient, more cost effective, and maintenance is next to nothing. So he started to develop that, and that's the main product that we have now. We have a few others in the pipeline that are in R&D, and we're expected to launch very shortly here in 2023.
So for those that may not understand what like an SMT or what a board support really means, can you kind of describe, how the process of manufacturing the PC board and what the matrix would be involved in that process?
Sure. So the board itself comes into a printer machine and is set up in a tooling jig, if you will. Where our matrix comes in is it has a multitude of pins within its construction that are pneumatically fired. They come up to the bottom side of a board, which has varying components on it. So it will conform to any component that's underneath the board. And as soon as it touches, it will set and lock to provide 100% support. Most of the failures with developing or manufacturing printed circuit boards come from poor support and a lot of misalignment. It's what I came to find out, highly accurate. It needs to be highly accurate, and we're providing that support for those during that solder paste process. So the printer spreads the solder paste onto the printed circuit board, and then it goes on to the next station where it cures and solidifies the components onto the board. So at this point, when you're already spreading paste onto the printed circuit board, you really can't afford any uh-ohs, and that's where Charlie's tooling and SMT tooling comes into play to help solidify those components.
Yeah, so I would imagine that certainly eliminates the rework potential.
That's what our goal is, to eliminate the rework, and it's been very well received. Of course, it's a pretty well established concept. We're just improving on it greatly. So.
And it comes as a package, correct? Oh, I'm sorry, Marty, you have a question?
No, go. Well, no,
Okay.
okay. Just again, maybe I'm jumping ahead, I know, but the matrix. What kind of companies or segments or industries are interested in that product? Or is there designated targets that you're looking at?
I'm learning there a lot of industry, automotive, anyone pretty much that is constructing or manufacturing circuit boards for their components, automotive, robotics, medical fields, any automation equipment that requires it. So it's of course, with today's supply chain, it's gotten harder to get those products in, and we feel like we're contributing more to be able to make it easier for someone to manufacture those products on even a lower level, like a small volume, I should say, high quality product.
Okay. And are you helping to do the reshoring, where you're seeing a lot of the potential here in the U.S. market for PC board manufacturing, rather than just strictly overseas on the import side?
Yes, we go into these shows, we kind of touch base with a lot of people, and me not familiar with the industry until I got involved with Charlie and Michael on this venture, was shocked to find how many companies locally to our Northeast PA area just alone produce these boards and different types of components, which is very interesting and nationwide. And we also were involved in the UK as well. We have representatives over there, sales reps, distributors. So it's exciting for sure.
It is exciting. So now it's an international product offering. That's fantastic.
That's correct. Yeah.
Great. So this matrix that comes as a package, correct? So there's a controller, there's some additional hardware, and then that will then interface to pretty much any existing piece of equipment, a printer.
Yeah, that's correct. It's a printer or a pick and place. There's a multitude of machines out there and all varying heights and requirements. So we have a wide range from 12, 15, 18, 21 inch. We can make custom links. We've made one up to 48 inches long for different industries. But we would take that information, the customer's printer or pick and place. We could discern the height that they need. We offer universal standoff, so we could custom tailor it to their machine so it fits, and it's a complete installed system with a controller. It just plugs right in, pneumatic, electric, and you're set to go. Whole process takes less than 30 minutes to get it set up on a brand new printer or a used printer.
Oh, wow. So is there some sort of an installation instructional guide that allows the operator to do the easy installation themselves?
Yeah, it's on our website. We have a few videos, how to set up videos. We are also working with VizVibe and pulling in some AR to utilize that resource. That's going to be a hot commodity as far as on PSA's app. That's a widely used product, as you well know. And we're going to tap into that resource as well and make it a very easy setup, user-friendly for install and for not so much troubleshooting, but questions, and also to push out updates, which is pretty nice. We were able to stay connected to the customer and support their needs through the whole process.
Perfect. So you mentioned earlier that there's some other products that you're coming out with. Can you explain what's on the pipeline? What's on the horizon?
Sure. Yeah, it's safe to say we are intending to launch Marksman for the Apex show coming up in January, and we're excited about that. Marksman is a solder paste printer, a semi-automatic tabletop. So the market we're going after is a low to mid volume, high quality solder paste at a very affordable price. It's easy setup. So the machine itself will take a 29 by 29 stencil. So it has a lot of capability to print a wide variety of printed circuit boards. And it has a vision inspection system. It has a servo-driven table, so it's highly accurate. You could hone in and get really precise measurements on your board. It also has, we are in the development of being able to change out the printer head, and we're developing a dispensing head as well. So it's kind of gonna be like a multitude of machines in one, where you could rework a board that you might have to apply resin to the top or some additional solder paste to make a correction or add some more. So versatility is going to be really, really great.
Yeah, it seems like it has a tremendous amount of functionality. Anxious for that to hit the market.
We're anxious, yes, very much so.
Is there anything else on the horizon that the team's working on that you can share? And if not, that's fine. But is there any ticklers out there?
We do. We do. We have a lot coming up. There's a lot of ideas being kicked around and some in development right now. I'm not sure if we want to go out on a limb and say exactly what, but our intention is to every 6 months to a year release a new product that's going to be within that industry. As you
Okay.
know, Charlie Moncavage, he's been in the industry for a long time, well established, and he has a lot of great ideas that we are working through. So it's just the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. Marty, do you have anything on your mind here?
Well, first of all, I'm impressed. I certainly know about SMT. I'm certainly connected to PSA. This has been a great education for me, Jeffrey. I see you walking around PSA, and I know you diligently have your head down, thinking all the time and working hard. But this has been a great education for me. Um, the thing that, again, it's in our notes, but I guess what's the distinctive difference? If there's other people doing similarly to what you are doing, what's the value proposition or what's the uniqueness about who you are and what you do? Is there a uniqueness you can tell us about?
So, specific to the product, it's the way we manufacture it, the new kind of updates that we have installed or incorporated into the product. Like I mentioned before, the virtual maintenance free. It's easy to clean. Other products on the market, not so much. They have to be refurbished. So, we really went for a simple product that works 100% of the time perfect, and it's affordable as well. As far as SMT and PSA, I really think that that's a perfect marriage, really, because PSA is so established in automation, machine shop. Of course, we have 80 plus engineers throughout our 3 facilities that are a tremendous amount of resource for us to pull from. We utilize some of the resources from the military side, which is invaluable, and as well as electrical resources that we have. Jeffrey Waters is our assembly manager, so he's been fantastic with piecing it all together. But it's that relationship that PSA and SMT Tooling have, and in particular Michael and Charlie, that really drive it. We have access to inspections, which is fantastic. Everything's made in-house. We have a better product. We have more control over what's being produced as opposed to outsourcing it.
Boy, that is a really important point that you just made. It's in-house. You're doing it. You're controlling the whole process.
That's correct.
That's a very good point. How do people get in touch with you, Jeffrey? There's your website, or is there? How do you want people to get in touch with you? Because we may have people ready to buy something. We want them to be able to do that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. No. That's we're ready to go. Uh, you could reach out to me through the website. My contacts on there, but as well as J Pulaski at psasystems.com, and we'd be happy to get a quote out to anyone. Like I said, we do work with sales representatives in regions, so we have a lot of support driving this initial product, and it's a good foundation to launch multiple products off of this. So we're getting well established.
I have one more question. I'm really going to put Jeffrey on the spot. I think you can handle it though, Joe.
All right.
So 5 years from now, what do you see for SMT Tooling? Go for it, man. Lay it out there. Throw the vision out there, Jeffrey. Go,
All
man.
right. 5 years, more products, more solutions to customers. Having gone to these expos was really eye-opener for me, and it's a tight-knit community. Everybody knows everybody, and they're all looking for solutions, and we're the ones to provide it. So I think we're going to see a lot more product. Sales are going to increase, and our region's going to increase, and that's just going to allow us to develop more products and solutions for the industry.
Yeah, that's excellent, man. So Joe, you can take it from here, wrap us up, or ask your questions, whatever. Take us from here, Joe.
I'd like to wrap up our podcast with some success stories. Jeffrey, do you have a success story? You know, although SMT is fairly young with the PSA relationship and your involvement, but what's a success story, whether it be in the product development or a customer that we've attained? Share something with us.
Well, so recently at the Minneapolis show, we had won 3 global awards at the SMTAI for technology awards for product development in both Matrix and the Marksman, the screen printer and the robotics automation portion of it. So
That's awesome.
that's been really good. It was quite an honor to receive those.
Awesome.
Well, it's recognition. It's recognition for what you've accomplished in a very short period of time. So
Yeah.
We're looking
okay, Joe.
forward to
Absolutely.
more.
Yeah, look for and more trade shows and expos, right? How you liking going to trade shows or expos?
It's been a great experience. It's fantastic to make those connections with people. It's a good networking, and you really kind of find out what the need is. And our whole goal is to fill a need that's required by the product. The reason why Matrix is popular as well is because the industry has gone to more condensed printed circuit boards. The components are tighter, so when Charlie developed the Matrix, we made the pin supports tighter, so we're able to give a more solid support. Well, that was a need that the industry has driven, and we filled that need. So it's been great making all those connections with everyone.
Jeffrey, you're sounding like a sales engineer. I don't know.
He did that. He did that pretty well for a mechanical engineer type guy, right, Joe?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He did well there.
Oh, this has been great. Hey, Jeffrey, I really want to thank you for taking time out of your day. I know you're pretty busy. Just to have a chat with Marty and myself and spread the word about SMT Tooling and what you guys are doing. It seems like the horizon is pretty bright, and we're looking forward to more coming out of the SMT Tooling division. Thank you.
Likewise, my pleasure. It's been great talking to you, gentlemen.